most, it's unless he's 6 feet tall, and then it's 12 feet.
We're live on YouTube, and it's actually going to stream, and we're going live on X right now.
The ratio, get the hypotenuse.
Okay.
6 to 6.
We are live on YouTube, and I'm going to hit go live on X. And yeah, over here.
Can you see it?
Hello, YouTube and X. Test.
One, two.
Testing.
Testing 1, 2. Hold me now.
Test. Cut to the shielded camera.
We're live.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, we are live. Cut to shielded camera. Can we, Rubner? Let's go. Please use keyframe frequency 4 seconds or less. Okay.
Hello, and welcome to the ZK Audio Visual Club at Berlin Blockchain Week. We're introducing you today to the recording station, and this is the shielded camera that will be demoing there. So, welcome to the show, everyone.
Woo-hoo!
All right.
Hello.
Yeah, this is great. This is, we need to switch this back over. Rubmar's doing something else. So, as you can see, this is quite the setup we have going on. We've got 4 different cameras going. One is an AI camera that's currently pointed at the ceiling. Then we've got the main camera we're looking at and the shielded camera that we introduced this on. So, welcome to the stream. We're doing a preview of the Berlin Blockchain Week ZK AV Club recording station. And I've got with me here
Squirrel. Hello. My name is Squirrel, and I am part of the ZK AV Club. I will be at Funding the Commons tomorrow. If you're a builder, if you're a podcaster, please, if you see me, come and see me. And you can use the recording station to either talk about your project, what you're working on, or to interview anyone else.
I'm John. I'm also part of the ZKAV. Also work for the Zcash Foundation. I don't have nearly as much to add as y'all did, but yes, I will also be around for the entire time.
Hello, I'm Sirius. I'm part of CKAV Club and also Zcash Community Grants Committee member. And I'm here to have fun.
Awesome. That shielded camera looks so cool with the glasses on. We've got shielded anonymous camera going on. This is a special thing that we're debuting at the Berlin Blockchain Week events so that people can share their anonymous stories with us. And we'll be recording. We probably won't be live streaming much, but this is a great opportunity for you to come join us. As Squirrel said, if you're going to Berlin Blockchain Week, if you're going to Funding the Commons, or Protocolberg are the two that we have signed up for sure right now, and we're working on some others that are just moments away from being announced. So hopefully within the next 24 hours, we'll have some more announcements for you. Squirrel, I see that your notes fell. I'll grab them for you.
I'm lost without them. Wonderful, thank you. So, we'll begin with an outline of the events that we'll be attending, starting with Funding the Commons. This is tomorrow, Tuesday, and then we'll be attending Protocolberg. There are some other events which ZK AV Club will be a part of. There's ZK Hack coming up. And so, yeah, essentially what we're doing is what ZK AV Club has done before. Ryan, what did you do?
Well, this recording station has been prototyped before. It's based on a concept going back to 2017, 2016 at Hackers Congress Parallelly Polis. I did something similar to this with Thomas Hunt, aka Mad Bitcoins. What's up, Tom? And we're really excited to take it to like the next level. And then we, as the ZK AV Club, we prototyped this at the D-Web camps, at 2 D-Web camps in the past. And John was with me. Hey, John, you want to tell them about the camps that we prototyped this at?
Yeah. We first did this down in Brazil at D-Web. That was 2023, right? Yeah. And it was just an idea that I had for doing local live transcription and translation, and I cobbled together enough of a script to sort of make it work. Also broadcasting it through a local area network so people could get on their phone and see it. It's a really novel idea, and we've been like working on it really all of the time since then. This last time we were at D-Web in San Francisco, where we ran the migration station is what we called it. But essentially we captured stories that people told with relation to their own personal migrations. That's what that was about. But it was more or less a very similar situation, capturing, personal perspectives and creating like excellent content around it. So yeah.
Yeah, we also took some camera and some microphones down to Brazil, and we captured some stories there. We didn't have an official recording station, so that was much more of a kind of typical showing up, interviewing. Yeah, and it wasn't until we got to D-Web San Francisco camp last summer in 2024 where we really had this kind of setup with the mixer. We've got a Rodecaster Pro. We've got the different camera that we're using here than we did there. Plus, we've got this AI camera. So those other 2 camps, it was John and I that were working there. And this time we've got a team of 5. We've got Robmar added to the crew, flown in. And then Squirrel is here for the first time doing a ZK AV Club event. And then Zero Darts, who was on the shielded camera and will be joining us again. And he's also joining us behind the scenes to make sure that we have enough backup. This is not an easy thing to do. It's basically what media production companies do, but we're doing it kind of the grassroots approach. So we're going to be talking to the community and getting some of the stories that you don't hear on the live stream stages or the recorded sessions. This is much more crowd curated content, and I'm really excited about it. This is going to be fun.
Me too. And if you do come along to the recording station, there's going to be some sweet merch, cool swag. Come along, pick it up.
Hell yeah, I want to see that merch. Do you have it here? You're wearing it. Hell yeah. So that's some of the merch that we brought.
Yep. There's going to be other cool stuff like stickers and what have you. So yeah, tomorrow, that's going to be at 12 noon Berlin time.
Yeah, it's the translation workshop that's at 12 noon. We'll be demoing what John was talking about. It's similar to the demo to what we did in Brazil in 2023. It's been almost 2 years, because that was in September, since we did that. And what this translation thing, how it works, John, you could probably explain it better than I can. It starts with OpenAI Whisper.
Yeah, it's Whisper Real Time, which is a transcription program that just is a text or a speech to text. It listens to what you say and then it puts text on the screen. And then from there, that text is put into a translation program so that it returns the different language of what you just said. And that's more or less all of it. It's just a question of like latency and performance and stuff to keep it real time, and effective.
Cool. And then we'll broadcast that out using Video Ninja, which is some
Right,
open
yep.
source live streaming software that uses WebRTC and can run on a local network. The whole thing can run on a local network. So people in the audience at the demo that we're doing will be able to look at their phone and read along in any of the languages that we're streaming, which will be translation of what's being talked about. So really, really cool demo. I'm looking forward to it.
It should be good.
And whilst that's happening tomorrow morning, me and Zerdarts are going to be doing lightning talks. So, just again, if you're working on something cool and you'd like to talk about it, come and see us. That was the sign for you to come and see us.
Oh, Danke.
So strawberries. The the Airbnb host just brought us strawberries. That's just fantastic. I'm gonna assume that they're clean and just put them right there and eat them. Good, just really good. So where were we?
I can't remember. Oh, yeah. So
Lightning talks.
happening tomorrow. If you've got something cool to talk about, come and see us. It'll be me and Zerdarts on the move.
Yeah, yeah. So lightning talks are arranged already. They're in the schedule for funding the commons. But you have a very good point, Squirrel. There are plenty of people who have something to talk about. Whether it's a story to tell about like your journey as a founder, your journey trying to get funding, your journey as a developer or a community organizer, community builder. There's all these different angles that will be represented in the form of people that make up these communities. And we want to talk to all of them. We want to hear all of your stories because the ZKAV Club it's not dev worship. It's not all about the science. We don't always get in depth into the tech because like as the name implies, Zero Knowledge Audiovisual Club, that's clearly the technology that we're excited about. But also we try to encourage beginners to come join us. And it takes all kinds of people to put this technology together, put these events together. And if you didn't get a chance to do a lightning talk, then you can still come to the recording station and we can hook you up with the opportunity to tell us about your project.
Please do.
Bring strawberries.
Definitely interested on your perspectives about current events and privacy and everything going on.
Yeah, the topics that we can talk about, like definitely privacy. There's a big focus on privacy as a theme, privacy in the blockchain world, privacy in cryptocurrency, but also like we're going to the Decentralized Media Summit. That's on Friday, I think. Yeah, Friday, and there's less of a focus on like the money that is cryptocurrency that blockchain has enabled. Privacy is super important there. We all sort of met through the Zcash ecosystem, the Zcash community. So we're still tightly connected. Zcash, what's up? What's up, Vito? And we're all very tight and very connected to that still. So if you want to come and talk to people about privacy who understand privacy and are always looking to learn more about it and hear different angles, what's your need for it? What's your threat model? We're into talking about that sort of thing. So lots of options there.
How to achieve decentralization and resilience these networks is something we'd like to know. So, yeah, come along.
Yeah, the theme of funding the commons this year is the infrastructures of resilience, which means a lot of different things to different people. Like I definitely see what John's working on, the translations and the way that we can use them on a local network. It's part of the DWeb pop up at Funding the Commons, and this like communication, human communication, is clearly important, and in creating a resilient network for that kind of communication, it is bolstered by the translation possibilities and the fact that like we're doing it without the internet backbone. Very resilient.
IPFS? Anyone from Protocol Labs?
Right. Yeah. Funding the Commons comes from Protocol Labs. So we're hoping to talk to some Protocol Labs people for sure. And there's a bunch of people. There's Circles is a big part of Funding the Commons as well. Circles is a project by Gnosis that came from Martin Koppelman, Martin. And we're really looking forward to learning about not just the technology, but who's using it and how. Adoption, it's a big topic.
Yeah, these things like running locally and stuff, they're like so often like inherently inconvenient, so communication and support, inside the community is the key to its survival pretty much, because otherwise people will just leave it and go to, the things that people use like Google and Amazon and all that stuff, So, yeah, definitely.
Also, like things like NIM, because they're private networks, it's hard to find out where it might be going wrong for its users. So, if the builders themselves are reachable in some way, if there's community around the technology itself, you can get like real user feedback without having to put cookies on their machine or what have you. So, yeah.
I really want to learn more about NIM. Do we know where any of the NIM folks will be?
I
at
don't
these
know.
events where they're presenting or anything?
No.
So I hope y'all are in town, and if you are, come talk to us for sure. Anyone really, you don't have to work for any of these big names that we're talking about. You don't have to work for anyone. Like if you're just coming because you're interested in this, then you probably have interesting thoughts and ideas that we would love to hear. Like all this stuff comes from somewhere, and it often comes from you, the person at home who's just starting to brainstorm this stuff. So what else do we have going on? That was all you had down. Okay, well, let's talk about the DWeb pop-up, because DWeb is a big part of who I am. It's a big part of my community. We started with a summit, or there was actually a meetup in 2015 in San Francisco, and you can see that all streamed on my personal channel. I'm going to do this super cringe thing now and tell everyone to go to youtube.com/Adjyleak, ADJYLEAK. And you can check out all the DWeb stuff. You can check out a whole bunch of old footage that I live streamed starting in 2014 with the San Francisco Bitcoin meetup. And then early 2015, I streamed the DWeb meetup that happened. And the official first DWeb summit was in 2016, the following year, at the Internet Archive. I couldn't make it to that event, but then they started doing camps shortly after. And I went to the first camp and streamed some lightning talks or recorded some lightning talks. And then went to another camp in 2023, and John joined me in 2024. That community is growing, and it's got some real big names. There's definitely a lot of the old guard of the internet, the folks that built Web 1.0 are involved. We've got like Jay Graber has been at every camp, I think. Of course, the CEO of Blue Sky. So it's a fantastic community. Has a heavy focus on principles of humanity, people over protocols, and this resilient network, local first. There's basically that's the whole thing, is like people over technology. So many of these technologies, especially coming out of Silicon Valley, just honestly don't care about the people who are using the technology or how the technology exploits the people. So it's all about open source, decentralized, peer to peer. Everything that we are using to create this broadcast, we've got some hardware, but the shielded cam that we saw, which I see, okay, I need to unlock my computer so we can get that going again. The shielded camera that you saw is an open piece of software called ASCII camera. We'll put some links up for that. And then the audio is being distorted through the Rodecaster. We played with some audio distortion software, but it's kind of complicated. Not quite there yet with it. So, and then we're using OBS to stream out on this. And what else open source do we have in the stack? I guess for this, that's all it. And then what John's working on.
The transcription and translation tools are all open source. Video Ninja is open source. Gosh, I had a thought. I was just about to say something and I forgot it.
Sorry about that. I have that tendency.
Yeah, it'll come to me.
All right, cool. So other things going on in the DWeb pop-up. So let's talk about funding the commons because that's tomorrow. We've got to get up real early to be there and set up this whole recording station that we have. It's basically a TV studio that could fit in a few bags, hopefully just a few. And we'll have it all set up there at Funding the Commons. And we have some coupon codes. So if you want to go to Funding the Commons and you don't have a ticket yet, hit us up for a coupon code. If you're lucky, it might be free. I'm not really sure. But otherwise, like I can guarantee a 50% off ticket. That's cool. And so we have the DWeb pop-up going on, and it starts with a workshop on conversation protocols. And I've helped the it's not a curator, the moderator for this, the facilitator, that's the word I'm looking for. The facilitator of this conversations protocols workshop. He and I had been working together for quite a while. And this is kind of something that came out of that. And the intention is to turn it into a meetup that generates a library of different conversation protocols that have been tested, and we can catalog what worked and what didn't. It's very experimental and potentially dangerous. So I recommend checking it out. It should be pretty cool. And then John's workshop and Vrabmar will be joining us for that. This workshop will be at 12, I believe, right before lunch. Mm-hmm.
And me and Zero Dots will be doing the lightning talks.
Yeah, all day streaming that tomorrow. And then we're doing an unconference called Tomorrow by DWeb. That'll be on Wednesday. So if you have something that you want to present, and if you're interested in joining some unconference style emergent sessions, then this is definitely the place to be. You can come join and pitch your idea or join some unconferences. I think there's a lot of unconference stuff going on at Funding the Commons.
But come see us.
Yeah, definitely. That's the whole thing. Like, come talk to us at the recording station. Go check out the lightning talks. You're not gonna be able to miss us. Like, we're gonna be everywhere at these events. And then Protocolberg is right after that. I'm gonna unlock the shielded camera again. Zero Darts, I want to hear from you. And I want to show people what we're doing here.
So cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
What do we want to hear?
Well, let's start with that. Now, this is, I explained what this was with ASCII camera, and then the audio is going through the Rodecaster with some effects on it. And we've got Zero Darts, who's on the Zcash Community Grants Committee here behind it. So like I said, we all come from Zcash community. That's where we met, and this is still where we have a lot. We put a lot of our values in connection with Zcash, and that's what came up with this idea. So there are definitely people that we know that aren't comfortable telling their story. So Zero Darts, what is the value of this shielded anonymous camera?
I say it's the best camera because nobody can know who you are, but you can tell your story just like you want it. And it's probably the best way if you don't want anyone to recognize you, or you just Not to stay shielded.
That's it. It turned out to be pretty simple. I was kind of shocked by it. It's running in a browser that's blown up to full screen, and then you can change the CES or the CSS. So what you're actually looking at when you look at the shielded camera is text. It actually renders as text on a web page, and then a little CSS changes the color. We can change the size. We change the background. So that's just using the webcam with the HTML5 video source API.
Super cool. You sound really cool, man.
Mr. Robot.
Yeah, the real Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot.
Yeah, so this is not much of this will be streamed. We might stream one or two of our, like, if we decide to do a podcast, or if we do like a morning show. I'm thinking we might stream something from Protocol Berg in the morning. At that point, we'll have 2 days of this recording station under our belts. We'll be much more in the flow, and so it might be cool to do something at the beginning of each day of Protocol Berg where we're live streaming. At Funding the Commons, my guess is we won't be live streaming, but I don't know. We might, because we can stream the shielded camera at really low resolution. And so we might be able to do that on a populated network, on a crowded network, without anyone noticing, or through a hotspot, or through a phone. In which case, that might actually be kind of neat to do, like a surprise thing. If we have someone who we know is just gonna like deliver some amazing story on the shielded camera, then okay, I have to ask Zero Darts. I've got to ask you: are we gonna make those glasses available to people as well?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes it even better. Like, here's something that I am really stoked about, because I've been doing this kind of thing for a really long time. I've been live streaming events, stages, meetups, and things for almost 11 years now, and almost every time it's been just me. Like, I just go to the meetup with a camera and a live video encoder and a microphone set and just stream it out. And in the case of like Hackers Congress at Paralelipolis, I had Tom to help out with on-camera stuff. And then it wasn't until like John came to D-Web Camp, and I think that was the first time where I had a crew, someone out there being like, Ryan, you're forgetting about me. But but it's really like it's a phenomenal feeling, and I'm like trying not to tear up here because I feel so supported by this crew. And we've got Ramar over here on the decks, and I like, dude is just a pro and working as yeah. So Ramar, cut it over to that camera we've got, which is yeah. Hola, Ramar, yeah. Hell yeah. Ramar's the man. Like, he is just doing amazing things with this technology. And we've also got what you're seeing, this camera right now is actually a wireless 4K streaming. It's just a regular camcorder hooked up to wireless HDMI, which is also connected to the Atom Mini Pro that we're using as the switch. So right now it got switched back. But so we've got a handheld camera, and we've got our mounted the 4K Sony Handycam. That's the main shot, and then this one's the AI camera, the OBSBot. This is so cool. Like, not only is it 5 of us that are capable of operating all this equipment, at least to some degree, and getting to know the equipment, the setup. Like, we're all gonna learn a ton this week.
Panopticon.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got nothing.
Not sure what that means.
Anti-panopticon.
Yeah, we have a lot of respect for privacy here, and a lot of knowledge about the dystopian perspective as well. It's an interesting thing to me, and I'd like to get some feedback from the two of you on this, because
I think ultimately it's why we're all here. Is there's like this ultimate mission of protecting the future, and I think the people that are building this and the communities that are supporting them is the important story that we need to have heard.
yeah, we got to share it.
Yeah, with me as well. Like with my job at the Zcash Foundation and everything, it's all about the core values. At least that's how I feel about it too. Yeah, very core driven.
Absolutely. Like these values brought us together, and they still drive us. And it's the ZKAV club came from this community that cares so much about privacy. And then we show up at events with a whole bunch of cameras. It's it seems a little bit contradictory, but the event organizers have been really great, and everyone that I've talked to when we introduced the concept of the ZKAV club, they all understand that we're doing something different here. Like we have this heavy focus on privacy. We show up with a bunch of cameras, but we are fully respecting all of the privacy wishes of the people who are attending. So we have our little corner. The cameras point at that little corner. We've got the shielded camera going on, and that's totally off the shot of the regular camera. So if someone wants to have a panel or a conversation between a non-anon and an anon, non-anon and a non, I think I nailed that.
We could probably get 2 shielded cameras. We can do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Maybe.
That could be cool because we can also change the color. If you show up at the recording station and you want to use the shielded anon camera, then you can actually request a color that you want. And because these are all going to be recorded, we're not streaming. We might stream some of the shielded camera stuff, but they're all definitely going to be recorded, and we'll be releasing them. The release distribution mechanism where they're all going to go is still a bit undecided, but we will release everything under Creative Commons, so it's all going to be available, and the shielded camera stuff as well. So we'll have these recordings, and we can share them out there and get those stories, those unheard stories heard. Strawberries are so good. I'm like, damn.
Tasty.
Gonna make y'all jealous.
We need some when we're done.
Yeah. So I want to do some quick shout outs. I already said hi to some folks, but like I said, the 5 of us here come from the Zcash community. We're all from different Zcash communities, like sub communities. I've got connections to like ECC and Zcash Foundation going back into my history, and then Squirrel's coming from Zach Hub. So
We're an open source education hub for the shielded ecosystem. And so it's not just Zcash, but generally any privacy protocol that uses a shielded pool or something like it. We're interested in providing or producing educational content. We run a bounty program which invites community members from all over the world to get involved with your project. And yeah, it's just a bit of fun.
it is so shielded ecosystem. This is cryptocurrency only, or do you include?
Well, yeah, for the moment it's crypto. So this includes like Zcash, Nomada, Penumbra, Pirate Chain, these Ycash. These are like the projects which we've worked with in the past. Spoken briefly with Aztec Network, and so yeah, projects like this, which are doing good, we like to work with.
What is Aztec Network? What can you
Aztec,
tell us about it?
it's an Ethereum L2, and it provides privacy. Yeah, that's generally the extent of my knowledge. It uses zero knowledge proofs. It provides private smart contracts. And yeah, that's what I know so far.
Cool.
If you
Go for it.
tell me more.
Yeah. If you're with Aztec, if you know anything about the Aztecs, what they're working on there, especially if you're working with them, come talk to Squirrel, and I'll be around as well. But he's probably the one to ask the better questions and do the interviews on this shielded ecosystem stuff. It's a growing ecosystem. It's new, and there's a lot of ZK and there, a lot of zero knowledge stuff. Cool. And then John's coming from Zcash Foundation. And John, you want to tell us a little bit about Zcash Foundation and say hi to the folks there?
Yeah. Hey everyone. Yeah, I was actually planning on shouting out my coworkers and everything. Yeah, the Zcash Foundation is a 501c3 charity. We focus on privacy preserving technologies, like I said, open source, and yeah, up to history. We've had like a focus on Zcash. The Zcash Foundation makes sense, but not strictly limited, to Zcash. And yeah, I love it. I love my job, man. Honestly, yeah, and wanted to give a shout out to the DWeb community as well. Like
yeah. DWeb always gets a shout out here. Now Zero Darts. Hey, can we cut back over to the shielded camera? Check out Zero Darts, and you can tell us a little bit about the Zcash Community Grants Program.
Yeah, so Zcash community grants, it does grants and reviews at them and approves the best ones that the Zcash ecosystem and make the privacy stronger or more widely available and more user friendly. And yeah, I've been there only for this year, and before I was just a random community member who made memes and stuff and posted a lot and learned about it a lot. So yeah, this is the way.
Cool. And then there's also like Zec Hub is a grant recipient. The ZKAV Club has received a grant that is to produce the ZKAV Club Foundry series. That is a monthly live stream that we do. That's about community building and using this media stuff that we're playing with as a tool for community building, with a focus on privacy. And we use Zcash in that as a reward for anyone who watches Foundry, learns something, and wants to deliver a workshop. And then you can earn some Zec by doing that, by teaching what you've learned. And then we also do clip contests. We just announced clip contests in the last session of Foundry, and we're giving POAPs away, the proof of attendance protocol rewards that you can collect. And a lot of Foundry, the team is coming from the Zcash and Espanol community, which is another grant recipient. They came from the Zcash grant program as well. So we've got Rabmar behind the decks here, pushing buttons, and he came from the Zcash and Espanol community. And then I want to also give a shout out to Roosevelt and Ora, that we've got working a lot really hard behind the scenes on Foundry organization. The three of them proposed the idea for the workshops, delivered the first 2 workshops already, and are really just doing an incredible job. The first workshop that we did was actually on the live translation setup, because we use that in our meetings, we use that in our calls, and you can find that on the ZKAV Club X profile, which is going to be impossible to find. I need to upload that to like YouTube or something.
Check out their podcast, Zcast ESP.
Yeah, that's a good one. The Zcast ESP is on YouTube, and you can of course read along if you don't speak Spanish. It's all in Spanish, and they do a really great job doing not just Zcast, not just Zcash stuff, but focusing on all privacy and community and
financial literacy as well. Big thing that you don't often see.
Really important in the cryptocurrency world that we start teaching some folks. I'm not so good with it, but it's a tricky thing, and we're all like this crypto world has so many traps.
Yep.
Cool. So that's the ZKAV Club team. That's the crew that we have here. We're all volunteering to do this. Came here on our own money and using all of our own equipment, and we're going to these events to funding the commons for 2 days. We'll be there on Tuesday and Wednesday. Protocolberg is pretty much the highlight event. It's the one that's being plugged like crazy all over the web. Everyone's talking about it. The lineup is pretty freaking cool. It's really an honor to be working with the Department of Decentralization, the team that's putting it together. Shout out to DoD as well. I'm just saying hi to everyone. Like I'm so grateful for this opportunity to work with DoD, and it's in this beautiful theater. Like I just walked down there today, and we should, after this, we should take a walk over there and we can check out the theater. I don't think they'll let us in, but we can go check it out. And Protocolberg is 2 days, and we have a great opportunity to meet some folks there.
Come on down.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be super cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. Definitely. I saw the theater online, like pictures of the inside, and it's extravagant, dude. It's like probably like the nicest theater that I will have entered probably in my life.
And you get to actually like record there and
I know,
like do stuff.
Yeah,
I think so cool.
Yep, we're gonna be, I guess, supposedly like kind of in the middle of it all.
Right. Yeah, that's something. So like also, and if you're watching this and you're an event organizer or you're attending Berlin Blockchain Week and you're going to an event that we haven't mentioned that you think this would be a cool thing to do, this recording station that we're doing, this community powered content creation studio that we're volunteering to deliver and to deploy at these events, we've got some time in the second week during Berlin Blockchain Week. So if you're hosting an event or if you're going to an event and you have contact with the team, let them know to let us know that you're interested in having us join, because we would love to do this more. We're going to keep doing it after Berlin Blockchain Week. This is our first test with a team and with all of this equipment. And we're not charging the events anything. They were kind enough to give us space. We are incredibly grateful for that. And in return, we're going to help their community document themselves.
We are not a production company.
Yeah, very true. I keep trying to make that point, and our mission, what turned into sort of a mission statement, is now called ZKAV Club is not a production company. It's pretty straight to the point, and yeah, you can go check that out on our X profile. Also on Free to Z, which is the Zcash community content website. Post a lot of stuff there. We do some streaming there as well.
Free to Z is really cool.
Yeah. So that's 2 days for Protocolberg. You can go to protocol.berlin, I believe, to check out the lineup for that. And it's pretty killer. There's a lot of Ethereum stuff going on. Can't remember. I think I saw Nim on the agenda there. Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to have some really good opportunities. They did plug us in their newsletter and on their account and on their X account. Also on, I think they're on Mastodon and Blue Sky. The ZKAV Club is also on these channels, so go follow us at ZKAV_club. And you can follow Berlin Blockchain Week at BER Block Week. And so they basically announced that we're going to be there. They teamed up with us, and we're just opening the mics. Nothing will be streamed. So if you're expecting to get around some kind of, like, we're not really big into censorship, but if you're trying to shill something, then you know, you don't really have a live audience for it. So what we do with this content, what we try to do with this content, because it's a volunteer crew, we go to the events, we have fun, we do what we love to do, and then release the content out there for people to edit, for people to take it and do whatever they see fit. Most of it ends up on Internet Archive, but I'm looking for a decentralized solution to this. And it's been a long search. I've been looking for this since I started live streaming in 2014, and I still haven't found it. At the time, I was a web developer, so I was looking for decentralized web solutions. We have this now. You can host decentralized websites, but decentralized large file sharing is still a problem. It's a real big problem, and this is where Protocol Labs can come in, IPFS, Filecoin, yeah, the Fileverse for sure. Arweave, another option that we've kind of looked at. On Saturday then, no, Saturday, Friday? What is it? Tuesday, Wednesday is Funding the Commons. Thursday, Friday is Protocolberg. So Saturday is the Decentralized Web Summit. Sorry, Decentralized Media Summit. That's right. So many things going on. The Decentralized Media Summit is going to be a really cool event for us, because this is where we can talk to other folks who are into what we're doing, and not just like decentralized storytelling, which is what we're doing at all of the events. Robmar, wave to the camera. The Decentralized Media Summit is a good opportunity for us to look for solutions that we've been looking for, like peer-to-peer file sharing has been a thing for a long time. But you're talking music files and text files. What we are interested in, what I'm interested in, and as a club, the way that in my mind we should be sharing files is having this decentralized peer-to-peer system that someone throws all the raw files up and says, here they are, and then people can come and share what they want and get what they want, edit it, and this is kind of the concept. If we can get some funding for post-production afterwards, then there could be some really cool stuff that comes out of it. Like, we're going to be capturing a lot of stories.
Recently came across something called IRO, which peer-to-peer network, and you can upload content to it. You can upload encrypted content to it, and similar to IPFS, you can share like a hash of the content itself. And when that happens, it introduces possibilities for like you pay with Zcash, and in a Zcash memo, you can request like the content hash, and yeah, exciting stuff. If you're building stuff like that, please come and speak with us about it.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
You're blocking our sign.
I don't have a monitor. I can't tell.
Yeah, no, I'm looking over here, and it's all right. I forgive you. The strawberries are worth it. What was that called, Squirrel? Iro?
Iro.
Iro. Uh-oh, Rutro. Was that the Jetsons or something? Yeah, so Decentralized Media Summit, we're going to have a recording station there. I believe I need to get final confirmation on that and the details of what we'll be doing. We might be stepping it up there and doing something a little different than what we did, or that we're doing at Funding the Commons and Protocolberg. We might start to mix things up a little bit for the fifth day of work, and then we're talking to ZK Hack about that, and that's next week. And there's also DAppCon, but haven't gotten in contact with those event organizers yet. So if you're connected to DAppCon and you're watching this, then please contact us if you're interested in this ZKAV Club recording station. It's community content creation studio. If you want to have it at DAppCon, we would love to show up and set up and do what we do. Like, we're very autonomous crew, and it's all volunteer. So it's like win all the way around. Everybody.
ZK Summer.
Yeah, we're gonna get a lot of content, and there's this possibility of post production that like someone's got to do it. Otherwise, the stuff gets on Internet Archive and sits there in gigantic files that you can go and watch the raw material. We'll make sure it's available there, but there's a lot of other better ways to distribute the content by editing it together, making a piece that is on a certain theme. Or like clips. I imagine that we can generate a ton of good clips out of these. A series. So look for all of this, and if you're into editing, if you're into internet media, especially the decentralized media, and any of this stuff we're talking about, and privacy is important to you as well. That's pretty key. Then like contact us. Come hang out. We don't have meetings very often anymore. I used to have meetings like every week, multiple times a week, that were public, and kind of toned that down to be able to focus on more of the live event stuff and sort of revving this engine up. And I think it's a good choice, but now maybe in like a month or something, we'll start having some public ZKAV Club calls again and just update people on what we're up to.
It seems like kind of a natural sort of a thing, just more calls that lead up to a thing, and then obviously fewer calls. And then
Yeah, because I hope that we're going to meet a lot of folks at these events, not just to talk to about the technology and all the stuff that we're interested in and the privacy and the ideas, but also like people who are into AV. That was kind of the why it's a club. This concept of the AV club is that anyone can join if you're into this technology, but also like we're talking about this technology because we're at Berlin Blockchain Week. And there's a lot of other types of communities. That's the whole point of community. It's all these different interests, people gathering around value alignment. And it's something that I really learned from the DWeb community, that like a community can really only document itself. Like the community can make the archives, the community knows how to do interviews. The community should maintain control of the content. Like we release everything by Creative Commons and make sure everyone can get it. But in some cases, communities might not want to do that. And so creating a local archive, I'm thinking about like remote communities who might not have internet access. There's a lot of this in the DWeb community around the world. There are villages that don't have internet access. DWeb focuses on getting them connectivity, not to the big bad internet backbone, but to each other. So you can use software like Video Ninja to have a conference call in your neighborhood without connecting to the internet, just the local network. What's going on there? Is it dead? Stopped recording? Well, we're still streaming, so I'm just gonna keep going. Something beeped at us. This is, in case you didn't notice, by the 1 hour late start time and the first 2 minutes of this, where we were kind of sitting around and saying test and doing weird things. This is a really complex system that we have, and it's definitely an experiment. Like a lot of this equipment, like we all brought something. I think we're using a bit of everyone's stuff here. Tomorrow we'll be using pretty much like everything that we brought, and it's all just our equipment. So like Squirrel said, we are not a production company, and even the format that we're doing is experimental. Like you're not gonna have a TV network show up at these events and start interviewing the community, not even close to in the same way. It really takes someone who understands what the community needs, what the community wants, and is a part of the community.
Can we cut back to the shielded cam?
Yeah. So go back to Zero Darts over there, and yeah, there we go. So the shielded cam is really awesome. This is an idea that came up just the other day. Like everything we do at the ZK AV Club is an experiment. This recording station concept is an experiment that we're doing at these events. And because of the focus on privacy that we have, and that the attendees, some of the attendees at not only the events we're going to this week, but also a lot of the places that we go, I think could use something like this. You can also use this at home, and we're big on education, so we will be teaching you how to do this. I would love to see someone do a workshop on it, or multiple workshops. The concept for the workshop is that you can do it in your own language. So you're teaching your own community how to do this stuff, and the benefit of the shielded camera, like you can stream into your Zoom calls like this. This isn't using any kind of plugins. This is going straight from a laptop webcam. The laptop's running a Linux distro, and it's just running a browser with this open source software. It's HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and it generates text that it then displays. Change the CSS. You can do this on your computer, and then just you need OBS. You'll need OBS in order to do virtual camera if you want to stream this out for your calls, or if you're a gamer. Like this would look pretty cool on a game. You could make it work.
That may not be true, because it's in the browser. You might be able to get the tab that it's in to share the screen. But I was going to say that particular ASCII camera that you have that runs in the browser is like super easy. You just download the repo, and then you open the index HTML in the browser, and it works, and that's it. It's like, and then editing, it's all the CSS. It says, font, color, size, everything. It's super slick.
Yeah, it's awesome. If you know a little CSS, then you can do a lot with it.
Yeah,
definitely. I barely. I have done a lot of CSS in my life, and I just did a bit to get this effect that we're seeing now. So it's pretty dope, and you can expect us the next session of ZK AV Club Foundry. We're going to be talking about the recording station. We're going to be talking about broadcasting and the power that broadcasting has now and has had historically to grow communities. I mean, there's I've always been a fan of pirate radio, and the concept of like every person having their own radio station. The airwaves are free. There's a great movie called Pump Up the Volume that if you're a fan, it is Christian Slater. Oh, it's so great. I love that movie. It's Christian Slater, and it's hard to say what his best roles are. I'm just a huge fan of Christian Slater. So Christian Slater, what's up, man? So anyway, back to the pirate radio concept. It's broadcasting is and always has been a great propaganda machine. And when you're building communities, it's essentially that you're doing. This gives you the opportunity to talk to a lot of people, and in some cases, like this live stream, it's one direction. We were actually, I just remembered, we were supposed to meet on Free to Z and invite other folks from like the Zcash community and things. That we were an hour late starting. So sorry to everyone for that late start. We had everything up and working great, and then we went out and got some food and came back, and all of a sudden, like, some audio outputs aren't working, some video outputs aren't working. So this stuff happens.
Better late than never.
Yeah, better late than never. And this is going to be recorded. This is on X. This is on YouTube. It's all recorded there. I would like to do a call, and if we could do well, here's the big news, really. Like, just today, we officially ensured that a special edition Zcash podcast is going to happen. So, yeah, I thank you to the donors. This is really great news. Like, wow, I'm blown away. So when we started putting this together, like I said, we're doing it all voluntarily and on our own budget. So this is concerning, and we're taking big risks. And in order to give the community a chance to show their support, to give them a chance to be a part of what we're doing, and really feel like this is, I mean, we're doing it for communities and our Zcash community. We especially created a fundraiser for Zcash, that if we were to collect 100 ZEC, the Zcash token, if we were to collect 100 ZEC, then we promised to do a special edition Zcash podcast. And if we collect 175 ZEC, then we will do 2 episodes of this special edition Zcash podcast. And we have some ideas.
Good ones. Very good ones.
Yeah. You're liking the ideas?
Good stuff coming.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really cool. So do you want to spoil any of the ideas?
I don't want to spoil anything, but I think that the Zcashers out there will appreciate it. Yeah, we're one of you. So,
we're 5 of you.
Yeah. It'll be really cool. Yeah. Thanks again to everyone who donated.
Yes, absolutely.
It is. It blows my mind. Like, it's so humbling. I've attempted to do crowdfunding like this. All of my Agi Leak live streaming was all voluntary, and the stuff that Thomas Hunt did also with his Mad Bitcoins World Tours, this was all on his own budget. And this was when Bitcoin was like way down in the dirt as far as the price goes, especially compared to now. So like, we were spending our own Bitcoin in order to promote these events, to live stream these events, and to talk to the communities at these events. And now I've recruited more people to do this kind of insanity and go to these events on our own and talk to people and record this content. It's all online. We're making it all available for free for now and forever, or as long as the internet holds up. And it's so trying to fund it is, we're taking a big risk by doing this crowdfund, and we offered some ZEC Hub rewards. So if you do give us a shielded ZEC donation,
yep, includes so in your donation, your Zcash wallet should allow you to include your reply address, and this lets us know who we can communicate with to send out gifts. So yeah, if you sent over 0.5 ZEC, you could get set of stickers. If you sent over 1 ZEC, it was a set of pin buttons. And if you sent over 3 ZEC, we would give you any one of the shirts, or maybe even other items on the ZEC Hub store. So that's zechub.store. If you donated, please include a reply address. Yeah. Or yeah, if you're going to donate, include a reply address.
Yeah, please donate and include a reply address. I would recommend the 3. They have a ton of shirts over there. You can get a ZKAV Club shirt. I think there's 2 in there now.
Or one of those.
One of those, the Zcon virtual shirts. We've got ZEC Hub shirts, a lot of those.
ZEC Hub shirts, Zcash shirts, Zcash Foundation shirts, ECC shirts, Zashi shirts. Yeah, just like anything and everything you could imagine is probably there.
That's awesome.
So if you're a Zcash fan, this is like so much winning for you. It, like, really, like, you get to use Zcash, which is shielded Zcash, which is like a battle cry of our community. So you get to actually use it. You're supporting our initiative to create content and sure, we're doing this. Like the blockchain week is happening. Berlin Blockchain Week is happening, and we're gonna be there. No one can stop us now, except for like if the power goes out in Berlin or something. But we'll find a way. Yeah, power packs. We'll find a way. So we're doing this. There's no doubt. So this fundraiser is to ensure that we can do it again. And we can do it at other places. I don't have to be involved at all of them. I'm based in Berlin, but we all travel. A lot of the others travel to get here, and I don't have to be there. We have a crew down in Brazil that we are empowering to do this, and we have other teams like mentioning the Zcash and Espanol community.
Zcash Turkey.
We have Zcash Turkey. We've got Zcash Nigeria. So these are the communities that we're starting with, empowering with tools like this. That's the point of Foundry, is to talk about and educate and discuss, answer questions, so that people can start doing the things that we do, including the live translation, including clip contests, making clips, video editing, live streaming, restreaming. This is a cool thing that live streamers talk a lot about restreaming and using plugins or some extra service like Restream.io or whatever it is. Services you have to pay for, you have to have extra bandwidth, things like that. But community has extra people who are watching, who are interested in whatever's being live streamed. And you can restream what you're watching onto any platform where you can live stream to. So if you're watching this and you want to restream it onto your X account, I encourage you to. Or Discord servers, totally.
I think we have some videos out on that already.
Yeah, the very first Foundry that we did was about restreaming, and you can use Brave or any Chrome-based browser to share your screen with the tab. So like go log into Discord, go into your voice chat room, and have the live stream running in another tab. And when you go share screen, select Brave tab, Chrome tab, whatever browser you're in. There's a little checkbox to also share the audio. As soon as you do that, anyone else can go into that chat room and click watch stream, and they'll be able to see the stream that you're watching, and you can all chat along, you can do reactions. Like, this is really a big community builder. And it builds not only the community that your community, because you all get to gather around and talk about something. We do this with ZCon. We've been doing it with ZCon for years. And it really brings a lot of people to the community. And then it also, so it benefits, in our case, it benefits Zcash. In the case of what we're streaming now, like the Funding the Commons stuff, this can be streamed into their community. And when we're streaming, but if you're watching if you're watching Protocoberg, stream that into your Discord channel. And you can restream it with Brave. The other option is to stream to RTMP servers. That's real-time media protocol, I believe. And this is what YouTube and X use. So it's a bit more complicated. You have to use virtual cable and OBS. And virtual cable is some really powerful software that we also use for the live translation stuff. So if everything I'm saying to you sounds interesting and makes zero sense, then come talk to us. Like, we would love to not only help you learn how to do it, but then also, like, you can do a workshop once you figure it out, or as you're figuring it out. The best way to learn is to teach.
That's basically, yeah, but the demo and what I'm here to do.
Super cool.
Sorry, I don't have a whole lot more to add to that, I don't think.
No, it's great. Like, this is having you all here, Squirrel and John, Rabmar and Zero Darts there. It's really an honor, and it feels so good for me to have this team to support a very capable team. At that, everyone's very curious, which is even more important than current capabilities, because like learning this stuff. They're going to be filming these lightning talks, and I don't know how many you guys have to film. It's a lot. Have you counted?
No. But we'll be there. Come sit down with us.
get really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely ways, and there's other like screen effect stuff you could use besides the ASCII cam. But yeah, the ASCII cam I think in particular is really interesting, and for this case, like really easy, and like requires like it's got to be just tiny amounts of bandwidth, because it's just letters, it's just text. Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think
and
it's actually good.
if you want to learn about it, like you can actually come to the recording station, and if you want to, if you're nerds like us, then we will actually teach you how to set up the ASCII camera, and you can set it up right there. Like it's on your own laptop. It's very easy. The audio is a bit more tricky, and we've got audio coming through, and the effects are happening on the Rodecaster. But there is some software. I'm running Linux, so it was limited as far as the software choices go to change the audio, but the
Work
ASCII
in
cam,
progress. Yeah, we're working on it.
we're working on it. And then the picture is just ASCII, so it's just text, it's characters. John, did you get the wingdings to work? Did you try?
No, I don't know if Wingdings is on Linux or not, but I'm sure they've got like a Comic Sans or something like
Yeah.
that. But no, I did not try.
Yeah, so we can actually add some interesting style.
I've seen like ASCII art that uses like Cyrillic and like the Russian type, and it actually has a really cool look. Okay. But yeah, that's I did do that.
Yeah, so if you come over there and you want to learn how to set the ASCII cam up, we can show you. If you just want to play with it, we can show you. It is just CSS, so we can change to any of the system fonts. I'm not going to connect to Google Fonts for this. Sorry, our options are a bit limited, but we can play with it for sure. Not so much that it gets in the way of our recordings, because there's a lot of interest. I'm getting a lot of interest on the shielded camera, on the recording station as a whole. We can do these split panels where we have non-anon and anon talking amongst each other, or we can do just a recording with an anon. In case you don't know, anon is short for anonymous person, and I guess the beginning of that would be an anon, and an anon.
And on and on and on.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun. This is gonna be super cool. So come join us and follow us at ZKAV_club, and follow Berlin Blockchain Week at BER Block Week, and send us messages. Let us know where you're gonna be, when you're gonna be there. I have a feeling that we might do some recordings outside of the events also. Like, Berlin is a beautiful city, lots of parks, and I think it'd be kind of cool to plan a day next week where maybe
Live
we get some
on
folks.
the street. Why not?
Yeah, it sounds cool. I'm totally into it. This is stuff that used to be reserved for like TV stations with satellites and big cameras and vans and stuff. Like, we have 0 cars here.
Lime bike.
Yeah. Well, use a lime scooter as like for a car chase scene or something.
Yeah.
Lime chase scene. So we can do some remote broadcasting in between events out in the parks. I'm definitely interested in that. And I'm sure we'll be talking to some folks at these events who don't have time at the event to talk to us. So if that's you, then come talk to us anyway, and we can reserve a time like next week or even the week after. I think some of us will still be around. I'll definitely still be around, but I would prefer to do this with friends, and I've got plenty. So we're gonna have a lot of fun, and we're gonna make some really cool content. Yeah. Blow out the mics. No, it's all good. It's all an experiment. Awesome. All right, so we're going to sign off now because we have an early call time tomorrow to take all this equipment over to Funding the Commons. We're going to set it up. We're going to meet the crew there and start working. And then we've got 2 days of that. We've got early-ish day at Protocolberg the first day. That's Thursday and Friday. Look for us at the Decentralized Media Summit. If you are part of DAppCon, contact us, because I would love to join you, and we would all love to be a part of that and bring this community documentation station to your event there. And then we're in talks with ZK Hack as of today, I believe, and there's a lot of interest. So we'd love to make this all work for these communities and for the event organizers as well. Y'all work your butts off and you spend a lot of money, and we want to make sure that you get the most out of it by not charging you and doing something that you've never seen before. All right.
See you there.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.